Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
Linda and Gizmo.
We're the village's newcomers, and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Another nice week in Florida.
It has been.
Get your hot days, get your rainy days, but there's a lot
Cloudy.
of good time in between.
A little cloudy. We've had all kinds of weather.
What have we done this week? We played golf.
We've been swimming. You've been waterballing.
I've been waterballing.
We've
I
been on-
waterballing fun.
We've been on a long cart ride.
Water volleyball.
Yeah.
Very humiliating. I'll tell you the story someday, but not today. I'm still too raw.
It's a good story, everybody. It really is. It makes me laugh.
Well, let's talk about something that happened here. I sometimes I don't like to read you the newspaper, and I don't like to read stories, but once in a while one comes along that's worth it. And there was a story of a bunch of good Samaritans this week, and I want to read it to you because the question comes up every once in a while. Is the Villages really Florida's friendliest hometown? Thanks. Thursday morning, I was walking on Morse cart path and fell. I called my wife for help. I wasn't far from home. Before she could get there, about 10 villagers had stopped to help me. I was hurt pretty badly, and I want to give a special thanks to Jeff, a retired state trooper from Michigan. He got someone to call 911 and got me up into a sitting position, supported my back and shoulders until the ambulance arrived. I was taken to the hospital. And he goes on just to say how happy he was with those people and how good he feels about that situation. The people sometimes want to complain about something they see that they deem as bad behavior in the villages. But you can find example after example like that of good things happening here. Mm-hmm. They just don't make the news a lot, and I wanted to bring that one to you.
Yeah.
Let's get to those shout-outs.
We'd like to thank a couple couples today. Paul and Roxy from California, and Ed and Kim here in the Villages. They sent us some nice correspondence, and we really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
usually we don't show this stuff, but I got a spam sticker, and that is for the State Police of Massachusetts, State Police Association, the spam sticker. Any way you get spam is good, so thank you guys for that spam. Let's thank our viewers first off before we get to the individual thanks that you want to give here. We really met a bunch of people this week. We love it. It's so good to meet you guys. You know, that's what keeps us going.
Right.
You know, it'd be real easy to take 3 or 4 or 5 days off and just kind of kick back, but we like to keep this going because we really enjoy the fellowship and camaraderie that we get from you guys. Mm-hmm. Our first question today is from Terry. I know the majority of golf carts in the villages are gas-powered. Have many villagers recently purchased lithium batteries? And what's the feedback on them? We like electric carts.
They're very quiet. Oh, my.
Super quiet and quite peppy, especially from a dead stop. Just can't get over that hump of having to plug it in every night. But it's something that we'll probably look into when we decide to get a new cart. I called the village's golf cars and asked them about electric carts. Electric carts today are different. The old carts, remember, would have 6, well, there was actually various configurations, but popular was 6 big batteries, heavy batteries which have now been replaced by lithium batteries, which you only need 2. And those batteries last a long time. And they're like your cordless drills. Have you ever used a cordless drill? They don't just get weaker and weaker and die. They go full speed until they won't go anymore, and you have to charge it up. That's the way these carts are. So you're going to have plenty of power until you don't. And we don't foresee going more than, 20 miles really in a golf cart very often. That was a rare deal yesterday. Yeah. So what's the downside? You don't have to put water in the lithium batteries like the regular batteries. Mm-hmm. They're expensive.
Yeah.
They cost $3,000 more than if you would buy. This is according to the fellow I talked with at the golf car store. Than if you'd buy a gas cart. And I asked him, what are gas carts selling for now? And I was surprised, a little less than I thought. Brand new 22 golf cart.
Electric.
Gas.
Okay, gas.
Brand new, $12,995 loaded, he said. So that's less than I thought. So if you're going to get the electric, you're going to add another $3,000 on top of that. So it's going to be pricey. But it would be quiet. It'd be so good for our rides, wouldn't it?
It would. Let me ask you, though, you said something about the batteries being so heavy, and there's 2 of them, right, that you have to have? Would they be less capable of turning over in a wreck because of the heaviness of that battery?
I don't know. Golf carts can be tippy.
Yeah.
We've never seen, I have seen one tip over, but that was because they hit a curb and flopped over.
Right.
But they tend to be a little bit tipsy. I don't know about that. I'm sure more weight would hold them down, but I don't,
Who knows?
Yeah. At the rate we're eating, we don't have to worry about that. We got plenty of weight in the cart, don't we?
What? I resembled that remark.
Here's a few more questions about golf carts. This one's from Craig Lang. Craig asked, what is the longevity of a golf cart tire? I asked the fellow at the store on this one too, Craig, and he said about 5 years. I think that's way low. I mean, we have a 2017 cart and a 16 cart. So both of them are approaching 5 years, and they've still got the little hairy, spiky things that stick out on the side of the tires. They still look pretty good. Of course, we don't put all that many miles on them. Some people run their carts, and they run them quick, and they turn corners hard, and they brake fast, and those kind of things might wear your tires out. But I see a nice long life out of these tires. And Craig also wanted to know, are they special tires? Are they designed for lower soil compaction than like a farm tractor? And no, I don't think so. I mean, you could buy any kind of tire you want and put on your golf cart, but these are tires that won't leave a mark if you drive them on grass unless it's too wet. So, they're just right, and we use them on trails or the golf courses. All right. Everything you may or may not wanted to know about electric golf carts and tires.
And this is from Jim. Are there any adventure water sports in or near the villages, such as parasailing, jet skiing, or water skiing?
We are near what is known as the chain of lakes. You've got Lake Eustis, Lake Dora, Lake Harris, Lake Griffin, a bunch of big lakes. And they do allow motorized boats on there, which can haul skiers, parasailers. You'll see jet skis out there. We love the cat boats. You saw a cat boat video.
I'm not too sure about the parasailing in those lakes, but most of the places that I looked up on Google on parasailing were at the beaches. So you can find a lot of adventures definitely at the beach areas.
Yeah, in any event, you're not going to be too far from the motorized water sports. A worst case scenario, those beaches are some of them less than 2 hours away, so you could do it there. What else did Jim want to know?
Oh, he also wanted to know, when I go on my walk away the pounds class, is there an instructor or videos? Well, it's both. It's basically a video, and there is a person that will load the video, and they will be up front to kind of do it with you, but basically you're watching a video.
Jim's from Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you, Jim. Mm-hmm. Lori and Chris write, we currently live on a large 2-acre lot, and as you can imagine, the proximity of our neighbors will be quite different for us. In particular, we love to grill. I have both gas and charcoal. Is there a feeling among villagers regarding charcoal grills? Honestly, most of the people we know here have gas grills, but we do see those big green eggs
We do.
here and there. And I think my neighbor down here and one over here has a smoker. So you'd be totally fine. You know, if somebody's having a pool party, you see the wind blowing into their pool party and you're out there smoking a brisket or something, I don't know, you might...
You might have some more visitors.
But I mean, everybody does it, so
Yeah.
join the club.
This is from Leslie. We are newbies to the villages, and driving around, we have noticed small white crosses in the landscaping of some homes. Do you know what these crosses indicate?
We knew what we thought they indicated. You know, it's obvious that it's probably a Christian symbol, and it is, and that's it. But why is it there? Well, I printed off something here to read to you that tells the origin, because it's a little bit of an odd story, and you may like to hear it. Years ago, an atheist living in Frankenmuth, and this is in Michigan, complained about 2 crosses on a bridge in town. He requested they be removed, and the town removed them. He then decided, since he was so successful with that the city shield should also be changed, because it had on it, along with other symbols, a heart with a cross inside, signifying the city's Lutheran beginnings. By the way, I just looked this up on Google. You can find it there too. At that point, the residents decided they'd had enough. Hundreds of them made their opinions known by placing small white crosses in their front yards. Seeing this quiet but powerful statement, the man removed his complaint. These simple crosses still remain in those yards today. And there's a big Michigan contingent here in the villages. So I think that's probably where they got started from. Folks from Michigan brought the idea down. I called the villages to find out where they stand on that, because if you read next door or talk to the villages, you'll see there was, and may still be, a lawsuit regarding these white crosses in the yard. It turns out that they are considered, like everything else, yard art, and that's why the villages does not allow them. Can you have them? Yes, until somebody complains, and then you would receive a letter asking you to take them down. If you didn't take them down within a certain amount of time, you would get a fine. So that's where they stand on that, and you can look that up too. It's Googleable.
Yeah, but here's a point. What about Christmas time? People are always going to put out their decorations and their beliefs at Christmas time.
Great point, and that's totally allowed. I think you get, what is it, 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
To decorate for anything. I mean, at Christmas you can have your decorations out. At Easter you could have your decorations out. And at Halloween you can have your decorations out.
There you go.
You know? So that's the story on the white crosses. Scott Conkle. He writes, "We love your show. We have 2 questions for you. Are satellite dishes allowed on top of houses, such as DirecTV or Starlink?" I called the villages on this for you. I thought they were allowed because there was one in our house when we moved in. I took it down, but it was here. And we have seen them in yards, on the sides of houses, and on the roofs of houses.
Sure.
And the villages said that they are allowed. And Scott asks, would we be able to put out a small splash pool for our dogs to splash in on hot days? I would say the answer to that is always going to be yes, you can.
Why not?
I mean, you can put out a blanket and lay in your yard all day. You could I think you could put out a collapsible little fence and take your doggie out there with you. What do you think of that? Huh?
Ooh.
And have it out there during the day and bring it in. If you have a splash pool, you leave it out. You won't want to leave it out too long. It'll kill your grass.
Yes.
But you take it out, you play with it, invite us over. We'll come splash with you. And yeah, I don't see why not. Unless you're doing it like last week in the nude, then no, you wouldn't get along.
Only if they're very good looking, right? No.
Chris writes, Marty and I just entered our 60s.
Congratulations.
We'll be there in 2 or 3 years. Question. Are there some villages that are better known for their neighborhood get-togethers and socials? We'd really like to jump into an active and very established social neighborhood. Next door, I see driveway parties.
It's true.
We know Marsh Bend. You guys are crazy with your parties down there. And Linden has lots of parties.
All of the southern area.
Up around Mallory, they've had
Not that they're party people, they're just active because they're so much younger, maybe.
Yeah, they get together here in Dunedin. Once a month, we have a neighborhood social. Everybody's invited. Mm-hmm. Now, we belong to a part of Dunedin, the Dunedin 200. There are other parts as well. There's a big organization called Dunedin Social Club. Mm-hmm. They're having a get-together in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And you pay dues and you belong to that and go to it. There's another one, our little local chapter here is the Dunedin 200, our immediate neighborhood. It probably has a couple of hundred homes, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And they get together once a month and they'll do activities. We've had bingo. We've played Family Feud.
Yeah. We've had some dances. We've had some Christmas parties.
We had the golf tournament that so there are lots of things. And here are a couple scenes. We went on the tour with these guys day before yesterday, and we've gone to several things. So let's look at a couple of scenes from our socials, and we plan to do a show on that in the near future. Any neighborhood can be a social neighborhood. It's up to you guys to make it happen.
Right.
If you're in like I said, Linden down there are some active people down there, and they're always having stuff go on. That's because they make it happen.
They do.
And you can do it too. Sharon asks, let's pretend. She said, you ask for oddball questions.
Okay.
I didn't ask for oddball questions, although I do like a good oddball question.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Let's pretend I'm a very happy widowed lone woman of 76. You're asking for a friend, right? Who writes and watercolor paints, among other things. I do not like crowds or more folks around me than 2, but I do love people. I'd never play golf or participate in the things I hear about in the villages. I'm looking. Please, any ideas?
Wow. There's a lot of things to do with small groups.
We saw something yesterday on TV that reminds me of this.
Okay, right.
It was one of those Perillo tour ads.
Oh.
And we saw the Adam Sandler spoof on that. And he says, if you're happy where you are, then you're going to be happy on my tour. Was that pretty good?
Good Adam Sandler, Jerry. Very good.
Or if you're a sad person, this tour is not going to make you happy.
You're still going to be sad.
Same thing here. If you're happy wherever you live, you come down here, you're going to make yourself happy. If you're not, you're not. But this is a good place to be happy. We know a lot of single people.
We do.
There are some loners. We got a guy close by here.
Yeah.
That's a real loner, but he seems happy as a clam. He's just happily alone. Mike writes, we have some friends that are concerned about coming down to visit due to the surge in reported COVID cases in Florida. We only know what you guys know. We do talk to our friends and our neighbors. We just haven't seen it. We've heard the reports that the hospitals are full and there's even a portable morgues and that sort of thing. But it's not indicative of what we've seen. And, we're careful. We don't go out and get in people's faces.
No.
And we will wear a mask if a mask is warranted. But we just have not seen that down here. But the news would have you think that it's rampant, and maybe it is. But like I said, we just haven't seen it. We are still going to be cautious and take our precautions, but I wouldn't cancel a visit because of it. From Bill, what can you find out about replacing your shingled roof with a steel standing seam roof when your shingles need to be replaced? Do you see many metal roofs, and are they even allowed? Good question. Mm-hmm. We've heard the horror stories about insurance companies down here demanding a new roof by year 12 when the shingles are guaranteed for 25 or 30 years. And we've had letters from many of you that have said, The Florida sun is different. The Florida sun is brutal when it comes to that. So we can see where people would want to put the metal roof up. I called the ARC and asked them, and they said it is allowed. However, it would have to be approved. And they said the ones they remember being approved in recent cases have been metal roofs that looked like they were shingled. I haven't seen any of those.
No, I have not.
But I do know that if you go to the Dunedin pool,
Yes.
metal roof.
We saw someone on our ride in Spanish Springs.
You go to the starter shacks, metal roof. Up in Spanish Springs, there were some metal roofs. I haven't seen any locally here.
Would they get really, really, really hot? I mean, how would that be with your air conditioning? How is that for insulation?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of our viewers will tell us.
Yeah.
Valerie says, even though I don't smoke and I think it's disgusting, I have a daughter and son-in-law that do. Is there an area for smoking only, and can you smoke outside your home and on the golf cart trails? Well, the answer to those things is yes. You can smoke in your home. You can smoke in your lanai. You can smoke on your back porch.
In your golf cart, even.
You can smoke in your golf cart. You can smoke when you're driving. You can smoke when you're playing golf. Although, if you're one of the guys that throws your cigarette butts on the green, what are you thinking? You know, we're out there to have a good time and look at this beautiful course, and you're throwing cigarette butts on the green. We find them every time we play golf.
Yes, we do.
Not a lot, but occasional. And, you know, please enjoy your cigarette and put your butt somewhere else.
That's going to be quoted. Put your butt somewhere else. This is from Peter. With houses selling in 1 or 2 days, how long is the wait time for purchasing new furniture in the villages?
We know because I called one of the leading stores here and talked to a salesperson. He was so helpful, and I appreciated that. There is a wait time for furniture. I was not aware. It could be between 3 to 10 months.
10 months? Yikes.
He said, believe it or not, there's a foam shortage. And he said there is a lack of truck drivers, and that some ships are even sitting in port waiting to unload because they can't get people to...
those little parts, too, from China? Or
yeah, he said in
Vietnam.
some of the recliners and sofas and have chips, microchips that have been on back order or whatever.
Wow.
So there is definitely a delay. He did say, though, that they have set back room packages. So they have giant sets you can find online at some of these companies. You can outfit your living room. They've got it. They do not let your bedroom. They've got it, but they don't separate. But if you wanted to change a fabric or a different design or something like that, you're going to have to wait a long time for it. And, you know, your sister has ordered a new car.
Right, and she's...
And it's been months and months because they can't get a computer chip. The car is ordered and it's theirs, but it's sitting in Mexico waiting for some kind of module or something. From Di and Dave. I just read an article from the newspaper, someone saying that nearby communities have access by golf cart and get passes to come to the villages to use all the amenities that you have to pay for in your yearly fees. They get to use the golf course, the pools, etc. Have you noticed this as a problem? I set my trusty sleuth onto this problem. Can you take it?
I called someone who is in the know, and she said no, they cannot get passes, and no one outside of the villages can come in and use our amenities. Can you expand on that?
Well, I mean, I knew that was the case.
Yeah.
The villages protects itself against those kind of things, to the point where they even, limit any outside golf carts from coming in. The roads that lead into the villages are not golf cart accessible.
That's true.
Unless you have a street legal golf cart. So, no, I had a pretty good hunch that was false information. Chris, another Chris, writes, I love me a good home game poker night, involving small stakes, of course, just for fun. Wink, wink. Are there such games in the villages? Chris, it's like we said earlier. You can do as you please. You can get your friends over and have a card game in the villages.
Sure.
I don't think you could sell tickets, and broadcast it as a weekly poker game over at Ed's, minimum buy-in $100 or something like that. But you can have friends and play cards. All the pools here have tables.
Sure.
You could gather at the pool and play cards.
Right.
Who knows what these girls are doing at their poker night?
Yeah. On our samba night, we're not
Samba,
playing samba, we're playing poker.
right. Yeah, we don't know.
But you can go to the rec centers and play cards. They do have games, game nights in all the recs. You can find all of this on the clubs. If you go to the district.gov.org, then you go into departments, then recreation, and then recreation lifestyle clubs. And they're listed in ABC order, but mind you, if you wanted to print that list out, it's going to be over 100 pages because there's over 3,000 clubs.
Gary wants to know if we've adjusted to the Florida heat. Was it difficult now that we've lived here for a couple of years? This is a question that we answer a lot, and you may have heard us answer it before. It's hot here. It's blood-curdling hot here. It's so hot here.
It is very hot and humid, and you will change your activity levels or your activity times, so you're not out in the blazing heat.
But that being said, we still go and we still get through it. We still enjoy it. We went on that 5-hour golf cart tour. What was it, 92 degrees?
It was very hot.
And when you're sitting still, you're hot. When you're rolling that golf cart, you're la la. It's nice.
It felt good when we were rolling.
Yeah. And boy, I'll tell you what, this will make you appreciate coming home. When you come out of that heat and you come, but not after you're swimming though. After you swim and you come in your air conditioner, ooh, that's cold.
It was cold.
Yeah.
It's from Joanne.
We're residents of northwestern Indiana.
Yay.
I see that there's an Indiana club with membership dues. Since you were also one-time residents of Indiana, are you a member? And what is the benefit of joining? I think the only benefit of joining is the camaraderie of going and hanging out with people that like the same teams you do probably, and like the same foods you like, and have the same accent you have, or not have in our case.
I might have a little accent.
She might have a little bit.
He doesn't do that.
She got a Tennessee accent, but she's from Indiana.
I don't understand it though.
She uses it like a weapon too.
No, we haven't joined. We have a lot of friends here, and we probably will maybe someday go in and look around.
We're so busy recreating, we don't have time.
For more clubs.
Marty writes, I have an insatiable sweet tooth. Does the Villages have ice cream shops?
Oh.
How about good bakeries? Can a guy get a decent cinnamon roll or a chocolate eclair? Ooh. Mucho amor from Sagi, Costa Rica. That's Marty. Marty, we got you covered. You got your Scooples. That's an ice cream place.
Mystic ice cream.
With treats too. Mystic ice cream. Fantastic. And you can even sing karaoke while you eat your ice cream. Or you can,
we can go to
trivia night. Or they've got Name That Tune.
Sure.
And they even have a truck that'll come around and find you if you don't go over there. Also, you got, what'd you say?
The donut places.
Donut King. There's your cinnamon roll. There's your eclair. And Dip-a-Dee Donut. Mm-hmm. And let's not forget Russell Stover's. I can tell that, Marty, you have a sweet tooth. We went there the other day again.
And there's a chocolatier, Peterbilt.
Yeah, but let's talk about Russell Stover's.
Russell Stover's, that's a good
And Russell Stover's has the ice cream too.
Oh, they do.
They've got the chocolate and the caramel stuff. Oh, that's my stuff, caramel. You can have all the marshmallow, but I want the caramel.
Yeah.
Russell Stover's is great. So, Marty, like I said, got you covered.
There's a lot of sweet places.
And we're here. Did you hang in there with us?
The last question?
The last question. Another question we get a lot.
He doesn't like the last question.
We gave him a snack a few weeks ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And since then, he thinks, if I'm going to sit here, I'm going to get paid for it. And he's already eaten like 8 dog biscuits since we started this show. But Gerald and Diane ask, why did you choose the Villages instead of a house in Ocala or other towns in Florida? What's the benefit of the Villages versus any house in Florida? The Villages was our choice because of the activities. and the upkeep and the infrastructure. It's a beautiful, wonderful place. There are lots of great places in Florida. We love the golf cart lifestyle. You're not going to find that anywhere else. These questions could be answered in a heartbeat if you took a lifestyle visit. Come down, take a lifestyle visit, and you'll figure it out. These houses aren't special. They're just nice houses. What's special is everything else. Are you ready for your segment?
You better be.
Let's see what Gizmo has to say today.
Yvonne said that she watched our video about golf carts, and she wonders, how do you transport your pet safely? Yvonne, I know you're talking about me, so I thought I would be the best one to talk about this. I'm not going to lie to you. Mom and Dad had a golf cart with a bench seat. I could sit right between them. But no, that wasn't good enough. Then they had to get one with bucket seats. And now I really don't have a good place to sit because there's a crack in the middle. And one of my legs is always sliding down. And to tell you the truth, I really don't like it. So they rigged up a thing where I can sit in the basket right behind them. And they put a clip on my collar from each side so that I can look to the left and I can look to the right, but I can't get out. Also, they put lots of soft stuff down for me to ride on, so it's okay. But I can't see forward really good. I can see backwards super good, though. So that's what they do when they ride in the cart, and I like to go along no matter how it is. Thanks for the question, Yvonne. Do you guys know what the old pirate said when they asked him how old he was? He said, I'm 80. I'm 80. Get it? I'm 80.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We Are Sure Glad that you came along with us today, and we had a good time bringing it to you.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button. Until next time.
See you when you get here.